I wanted to talk about some games that could have been so much better in today's video, but do keep in mind that the games I'm going to be talking about, at least in my opinion, are already amazing. Just a couple of things that they could have added that would have taken the game to the next level. So let's not waste any more time, let's just get right into the video. Starting off with GTA 4, something that I think would have made the game way better is if it wasn't so linear compared to the other Grand Theft Auto games. You can't get a haircut, the clothing options are very limited, and obviously considering the tone of the game, you weren't gonna be able to wear something flashy, some baggy clothes or anything similar to that. But I still think there could have been way more options with the clothes in the game that would have fit with Nico's character. Something that really surprised me was the fact that you can't customize your car. Like, if we could get that, it would have made the game a lot better and honestly more fun, because it could have just been like a side thing you do after you finish the game, and it would have been really amazing. I understand that they were pushing the PS3's limits with the new graphics and physics, but as we know now, the PlayStation 3 could handle GTA 5, so adding car customization would have been great, especially with the car physics in GTA 4. And speaking of that, I do want to talk about the physics with the other vehicles in the game. Don't get me wrong, I've always liked the car physics in GTA 4 and how it feels when you're driving. However, riding a bike in this game is very unpleasant. It really feels like you're riding on oil or something, because the bikes are always turning and spinning for absolutely no reason. It's part of the reason why I always hated chase missions that required you using a bike, because I think Rockstar honestly went way overboard with the bike handling, and it would have made the game a lot better if they toned it down, because there are a good amount of missions required you to chase after someone with a bike, and it just makes the whole experience really uncomfortable. That's part of the reason why I also don't really like the final mission, because that one also does use a bike. In fact, that you were also riding on sand in that mission. Like, my bike was honestly just spinning around a lot, and it was just very unpleasant to ride. So it was just really uncomfortable. Another thing that would have made GTA 4 better was if we had more weapons in the game, like in San Andreas. There were a lot of cool and unique weapons in that game, and honestly, it would have fit the game considering Nico's background. Like, how cool would it be if you could have Nico dual wielding while gunning down his enemies? And in that note, I think it would have been nice if you could learn different fighting styles in the game. But honestly, I don't really mind that one, to be honest. I don't think it would have made the game better. I just think it would have been nice to have, because honestly, GTA 4 does have the best combat in, I'll put it in second place. San Andreas is number one for the best hand-to-hand combat, but GTA 4's wasn't that bad. GTA 5 honestly was. But yeah, man, it just would have been cool to be able to have multiple different weapons, like a katana or a chainsaw, or maybe like a full-on bazooka or something, and it would have fit the game considering Nico's background. He is experienced with weapons and stuff like that, so it would have just made the game a lot better in my opinion, and it would have fit the tone. Next up is Sleeping Dogs. Something that would have made the game a lot better was if we had multiple martial arts tournaments in the game. Like, just think how fun it would be. Sure, we do have, the martial arts club, but I was thinking about a tournament that obviously would be indoors. You've got the crowd cheering, the announcer, all that good stuff, and it would be a one-on-one with both competitors wearing gis. I honestly think it would work, but hey, let's say we scrap the whole tournament thing. The martial arts club could have been a lot better if the fights would have been one-on-one. I mean, just having hordes of enemies to beat up isn't really that great, especially when it's the same thing in every different martial arts club. Now, don't get me wrong, I loved all of them, they were really fun, but it would have been cool if they were all different and had something unique to them. Like, maybe one of the clubs would be a one-on-one, another could be a 2v2 on like a mountain or something. Just something like that instead of the same thing multiple times would have made the game a lot better, even though it's already a masterpiece in my opinion. Something that could have made Sleeping Dogs damn near perfect, which I did mention this in my last video, is if you could change Way's hairstyle. Let's say to something more similar to Jackie in his movies and Bruce Lee. just to complete the whole look, because the game has a lot of their outfits, so why not let us look exactly like them? I mean, and before you say something like it wouldn't be realistic because we're playing as Wade, not Jackie or Bruce, which I don't understand why you would say that, but come on man, this is the same game where you have a Wukong outfit that has mythical powers, so being able to look like Jackie Chan or Bruce Lee wouldn't honestly hurt. It would have just made the game a lot more better to actually look like them, especially with just how cinematic it is and the different things you can do, like jumping onto different vehicles, hijacking, like the kung fu and the karate. It would have been so perfect if we had this in the game. Would have made the game a lot better, but that's not really the biggest part. Different tournaments in the game with different martial arts, different, amazing fighters would have made the game a lot better, and it honestly does fit the game, with what Sleeping Dogs is. So I don't really know why they didn't include this, but yeah, would have made the game a lot better in my opinion. Would have made it almost perfect. Next up is Hogwarts Legacy, and honestly this game is really amazing. I really did enjoy playing it, but something that always bugged me was how there was no Prison of Azkaban. Like, if you could actually go to Prison of Azkaban in Hogwarts Legacy, I think it would have made the game so much more interesting and better, especially considering that they actually added the outfits in the game, I think last year, so it honestly would have been just so cool. And if Hogwarts Legacy had more of an RPG system similar to Bethesda games, I think that would have made the game a lot better as well, if people would actually react to the things that you do, because in the game, if you cast dark spells, unforgivable spells like Avada Kedavra, they don't even react to what you're doing, and that honestly just really break my immersion. And if they had a system like with Bethesda and they could actually react to what you're doing and like say things or maybe interact with them, it would have been so cool. Like, obviously I understand why you can't actually attack people in the school in Hogwarts, but it would have been just really interesting if they actually reacted to it and like told you, hey, don't do this, or if you actually got expelled from the school for using and learning dark magic. It would have just been so interesting, and it was honestly just really disappointing that this wasn't in the game. It would have made it a lot more, so much more immersive. And honestly, I was expecting something like this in a DLC, but obviously that didn't happen. But would have made the game a lot better. It would have just been so interesting and amazing to see that, learning and using dark magic, and also fighting against other students or teachers. Like, maybe they see you using dark magic and they're against it, obviously, and then they try to kick you out, but instead of that, you fight against them. Like, you see where I'm going with this, with the whole, because this stuff does happen in Bethesda games where like characters react to what you're saying. You can either listen or comply or just absolutely massacre them, but obviously it wouldn't be to that extreme considering that this is a rated 13 game. But yeah man, that would have been just so cool to see in the game. Some honorable mentions, Elden Ring, there were a couple of games that I haven't, like all these games that I'm talking about in this video were games that I have recently gone back to and started playing, and I really started to think like games about, and I know I'm glazing, but I really did start to think like what could they have added in Elden Ring, and I honestly can't think of anything. The game is almost perfect. Like, the only thing that I can think of is if they added a pause button or made the game easier, but that wouldn't have made it better. That just would have been really convenient. But yeah, those are some games that I think could have been way better. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. What you think? Have you played these games? Do you like them? Do you agree with what I'm saying? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe. I'm DeonMeister, and I'll see you guys next time.